Hello traders and welcome to our market update video. It's Soon Upon here, founder of Master Markets, Elite Trades Conference and the Traders Open Day. So here we are on the market update today on the 26th of June. It's going to be the end of June already. Can you believe it? Now today what I'm going to be looking at is on insider bars, the topic that I'm going to teach you guys. So what are insider bars? Remember the 4-bar patterns that I've talked about in the previous video. Now, insider bar patterns are basically an insider bar, as its name suggests, which has got a lower high compared to the previous bar, and it's got a higher low compared to the previous bar. Okay, so this is what we call an insider bar, right? Now, that is the definition of what an insider bar is. Okay, insider bar, the definition, that's that. All right. Now, the next thing is, how do we collate the data, and what actually is the question that we should be asking ourselves in terms of the research purposes that we can then later apply on a strategy. Okay, so how do we data collate? What are we actually data collating? Now, let me ask you one thing, right? So, the one question that you should be asking yourself is, first of all, how many insider bar patterns are there? Okay, you can do that as a very small sample size just for this year, for 6 months. You can start to practice, and then you will find out the total number of insider bars. So, that's your total sample. So, let's say that's 15. Now, out of that 15, then you have to ask yourself, how many of those insider bars reverse or continue? Let's say we keep our question pretty much simple and we say how many of those insider bar patterns reverse, let's say. Okay, reverse. So then you collate your numbers. Okay, how many of them go on to confirm? How many of them go on to reverse? And then let's say you find out 9 out of 15. So that is your data collation. Okay, right. Now, how do we enter this particular trade? It's actually quite smart. We actually use back the 4-bar patterns once again. So what we do now, so listen to this carefully. So this is the insider bar. So what we do is that we, for example, if I'm looking for this to reverse, so let's say this was a bottom to top move, I'm looking for this to reverse. So what I then do is that I put a pending order entry for the low of this bar, and I put a stop loss ISL for the high of the bar. Okay, so why do we do that? Because understand this, for once it takes out the low, for it to create an outsider bar in relation to the insider bar, it's very low in number. You can even find out the probability for that occurring too. Okay, so that's what we are naturally doing. All right, so that's the one way you can enter pending order entry, initial stop loss over there. Target, you can easily go for the close once it takes out this low, or you can go for a 2 to 1, whichever then is comes first. Okay, so you can just do that on a simple target basis, but I'll let you all adapt your targets. So that's how you can enter that. Okay, right. So now let's take a look at one that we have done. For example, I think I've done here on dollar yen over here. So I think I've done that before. So let's go on to the market watch profile here. So that will tell us that. So let's take a look here on dollar yen. So over here, what I've done is I've highlighted all the insider bars with the orange box that you can see over here, right? Okay, so that's what we've done over here. Good stuff, right? So over here we can see, and we can then see over here too, isn't it? So we can see all the reversal parts. So what is the total sample that I have? All the NAs I exclude because they didn't get triggered. But in any case, let's take a look at the total number of rectangles and we minus off the NA. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18 altogether, right? Now out of that there's so many NAs, isn't it? So then we eliminate all those NAs. How many NAs do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why am I saying this is an NA? So basically what I'm saying is, traders, is that if I'm treating this as a reversal pattern only, that means look at this, right? My entry will be for the top, stop loss will be for the bottom, and you can see that that's not triggering us through. That's why I said NA over here. Okay, so if I were to count that again, then how many NAs do we have? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we only got 6 trades so far, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, only 6 trades only that we got. Now, out of the 6 trades, how many of them went in profit to us? Profit means, that means once it goes below the low of the IB minus 1, remember? We got an IB, right? And once it goes, the next bar goes below the low, that's it, we take out our profit. Okay, that's pretty much what we're talking about over here. Okay, good. So that's what that one is about. So if we take a look at that, then we can see over here that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 altogether. How many of them profited? 1, 2, 3. Then let's see. There's 3 and 4, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's take a look what I've done over here. I've done SP/SL over here. Let's see. Yeah, this one would have, right? But then I think your stop loss would have triggered in over here, isn't it? Because it did take out the low, we would have closed out, so it's a little bit of a loss. But even if you took that, that's about, let's say, 1.5 loss, isn't it? So we got 4.5 out of 6. Okay, it's quite a high probability, but very small sample size only. You can increase that onto many other instruments. And the other good thing about this is that look how the insider bar is so small, isn't it? And then we can get at least about 2 to 1 reward to risk ratio, and definitely more than 1 to 1 because of the small range. Another thing what you can also do is that in terms of the insider bar, have a certain range that the insider bar has as well. Okay, have a certain range that the insider bar has as well, so that it can be a tight insider bar so that you can get some good profits out of that, because it's a true compression then after that. Yeah, okay, great. So I guess that's pretty much that on that. So far what have we done? We've looked at what is an insider bar, the definition of insider bar. I looked at how to collate the data, asking the question of how many of them do reverse, and finally the application of it, right? How do I enter, how do I exit, and how do we make the profits out of it? So it's a very, very powerful strategy, something that we're going to implement in the elite room as well. So do have a look into that, and we will see how that carries on to be. Okay, good. So I think that's that in terms of the strategies over them, in terms of the insider bar topic I want to cover. In terms of market update, so let's take a look at market update before we go to our performance for today. So that's that. So dollar Swiss, what do we have at the moment? Dollar Swiss traders, we have a downtrend at the moment. You can see it's a very, very large consolidation, isn't it here? It's still not coming out of that yet, not taken out even this high as well. So we'll see how that turns out to be. It's just stuck in that particular range, is it not? So we'll leave that as it is, but I think critical levels, what we're really looking at, downside open equity diminished, we're looking at probably a reversal on the top side. Even if it does take out the low, I'll be looking to reverse that and look at some reversal moves. Dollar yen on the other hand, what do we have at the moment? Still an up trend is what we have. It did not take out this low, it did do a slight bounce over here, coming back a bit more further down at the moment. Where is the open equity? Towards the upside, I would say. Took out this low over here, but let's see how that turns out to be. Okay, right, cable on the other hand, what's happening? There's still an uptrend over here. I would still say there's this phase over here is a retracement phase. Now, is it going to reverse or not? Where is the open equity towards? As far as the price patterns indicate, I would say it's towards the downside. But in terms of open equity, it looks like it's stalling, so I would just say wait for this low to be taken out before taking any long positions, or unless we see a reversal. Okay, so that's something we can be looking at. Now euro dollar, on the other hand, you can see that it's caught in a compression at the moment over here. Where is the open equity? I think there's a large move to the downside, so we'll wait for that. Aussie dollar, consolidation for a long time. Top hasn't confirmed yet over here, is what we do not have. Okay, so that is something that we can look into. Euro yen, on the other hand, we can see over here, top has been confirmed. Open equity to the upside, a reversal, but we will see now if it does take out this low or not, or go towards the upside to confirm this bottom. Okay, I would say open equity is diminished to the downside, so highly probably a reversal. Expect to have a reversal. Bitcoin, uptrend as of now, but this is just confirmed as well. You can see over here, and that's which should be an SMC at the moment. I would say a bit more move to the downside. Oil, open equity to the top side is diminishing. You can see there's a bit of a resistance over here that it's moving away from. So wait and see how that turns out to be. Gold, on the other hand, still moving a bit higher, 1760. A bit of retracement over here. Open equity diminishing to the upside. We'll see whether it retraces back further down. FTSE still on the upside. Open equity more to the upside. Dow Jones, main critical level, what we're looking for is this high. Is it going to be taken out or not? Or is this bottom? If that bottom is taken out, more open equity to the bottom. Okay, as of now, I would say more open equity to the bottom as of now. S&P, similar to the Dow. Soya beans, open equity to the downside. Wheat, open equity, I would say more to the upside over here, even though it's in a downtrend, momentum is in a down. Just be cautious of that if you're riding that wave down. Okay, I guess that's pretty much that on me in terms of the markets. Now we move on to our performance. Performance for this month, or for this week so far, pardon me. So on the LT, on the Elite Room, we just only took only one trade so far on the IB Elite. That didn't reverse actually to carry on to the upside. So we are the -1% over there in terms of our Elite Room. So Elite Room is just -1%. And then on the LTR, what we have at the moment over here, let's just take a look at that one there. On the live trading room, what we got over here is Money Bars 2.0. We took some trades on there. Cable is the only trade, -0.54 on that one. We almost got the turning point, didn't really get towards confirmation. And then the other one was basically the let's see, the cash in 4.0, right? We had two trades so far for this week, so we had 0.27% profit on them. Okay, so in terms of that, so we got this one here where Elite Room we had -1, as I already mentioned. On the live trading room, we had the Money Bars 2.0, which is -0.54, and then the cash in 4.0 we had plus let me see, cash in 4.0 we have plus 0.27%. okay, right. Now overall, if you look at it, if you add that all up together, for the live trading room we are just a little bit down by -0.27%, and then in the Elite Room I'm down -1. So altogether just a little bit down this week at -1.27. Okay, just make sure that you always manage your losses so that when the profits come, then they can override them much more quickly. Alright, I guess that's pretty much that from me on this video, and as I always say, till next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master.